What's up?
Good afternoon, everybody. It is the SmokeSesh with Chris and Chris from Internal Bleeding here, live on old Facebook. Zuckervision.
Zuckervision, I like it.
Holy shit, man. What the fuck is going on, man? It's fucking another Saturday.
Yeah.
I literally was just saying to your wife, I only thought we were going to do this 2 or 3 times. This is like the 20th episode already. Or something
Yeah. We're really, and we're growing.
believe we're doing it.
And we're growing thanks to all you guys who sit and watch us be idiots.
Yeah, we were going to get high in the backyard anyway, so might as
it.
well tape it and say what's up to you guys. Did the fucking camera move? Is that all right? Does that look okay? Okay. I don't really care.
The banner moved. It's really windy out here on Long Island, so the banner is going to be
kind of overcast day, mad windy, but nice enough.
It's beautiful. At least we're not
very hot.
Yeah. So
fucking, we are smoking out of the fucking Brutal Glass 7mm today, the 7.0 Cthulhu piece. That's our main sponsor, BrutalGlass.com, everybody, for all your heavy metal water pipe needs. They got grinders on sale this month. They got new Gandalf pipes in. We got
Satan grinder.
The Baphomet grinder filled with the fucking best flowers and came with a fucking custom internal bleeding
cover.
Little fucking carrying case.
That's
Dude, how neat is that? So shout outs to BrutalGlass.com, guys. Check them out. Tell them Chris and Chris sent you. What's going on this week, man?
Nothing. Thanks for everybody who voted on my Facebook post of what I should drink.
What? Wasn't even aware of that.
I put a post up that said, what should I drink, Russell's Reserve or Woodford Reserve? And everybody said...
What are they holding back?
Everybody said Woodford Reserve, but I made the executive decision as the CEO of the Slam Dungeon.
Listen, Woodford Reserve is like a big company, right? Like,
yeah,
you got to go.
But it's a good. This is a big company too. It's by Wild Turkey, but it's an excellent bourbon, and it's reasonably priced. I find it better than Russell's Woodford Reserve. So
Wild Turkey goes great with cocaine
and naked chicks.
Yeah.
Okay, but can we move this because it looks like there's a giant penis in our fucking field of view.
Somebody's gonna have a field day with that fucking screen capture.
Hey, Stephanie, comment ça va? How are you? Thanks for joining us.
Is that French?
That is French.
I'm smoking a blunt today too, man. I've been rolling real Dutch Masters this week. I've just been feeling it, man.
Yeah.
Just been feeling it.
Sometimes you got to have a joint, right?
I smoke joints 90% of my life, but once in a while, I just need that Dutch, man. I need that fucking little tobacco rush.
You like that, huh?
Not all the time, so I got to be in the mood for it. Been enjoying it recently.
But we had a discussion the other day that you have some kind of like oral fixation though, because you can drive with a joint like in your mouth, almost like a cigarette. Unlit.
For hours.
Yeah.
And then go, oh shit, I didn't even smoke the fucking thing.
Right, but you like the whole process, right? So that's pretty cool. So
what are you guys smoking out there? You guys smoking anything good, man?
Well, we got some people drinking whiskey.
Oh, brother.
And we got some people. We got Guy Marché watching.
Oh, Guy Marché.
Guy, you are the man. You know that, right? So cheers to Guy.
Lead guitarist from my favorite Internal Bleeding album, Driven to Conquer.
We enjoy Guy's...
he recommended that I be in the band when Chris was looking for a fill-in guy. So I owe a lot to him.
Guy said he's the fill-in guy.
Right.
Yeah, so thank you for that, Guy, and thank you for everything, dude. You've made me a better guitarist. I don't know what else to say. You've always been a good guy. Love you, brother.
I want in on that other project. I know I keep saying it, but I'm not even kidding. I want in.
John, you're in Greece? Well, fucking Yasu, man.
Yasu.
Cheers. What's up? So listen, we got Nick Marrero on today at about 5:30.
Oh, big buddy Nick himself?
Big Nick himself. Now, Nick is the jack of all trades and the master of all. He is tour manager extraordinaire.
For big ass bands.
Testament. Yeah. We're gonna
Steel Panther.
We're gonna hear some stories.
Yeah.
He's also IB's manager. Okay. He's our representative from EMG. He runs Malacca Coffee. If you guys like coffee, he's gonna tell us about his coffee company.
Awesome small batch coffee company.
Yeah, small batch coffee company. Guy knows how to make some good coffee, dude. When you're a tour manager, coffee is the lifeblood of touring. Anybody who's toured knows that coffee is a necessity,
right.
And Nick knows how to do it. What else does Nick do? And Nick is
he somehow puts up with us.
Yeah, I don't know how he puts up with us.
Yeah,
that's the most amazing part of it all because he just takes care of us, and I don't know how the fuck he does that. So, and some people asked some questions previously on the post for Nick. So if you got some questions for Nick about bands that he's tour managed or If you want to know the deep, dark, dirty secrets of internal bleeding, Nick would probably know them. And
my insane tour rider demands.
Yeah, well, yeah, they are pretty insane, but we get them. So I don't know about the velvet smoking jacket, but 3 out of 5 shows we get it.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
As long as I get my giant plate of condoms and Diet Mountain Dew.
What's up, Harold? How you doing, brother? Alex, what's up? You're not wearing your shirt, are you? I hope you're wearing your Hawaiian shirt because you have to. And hi, Christine. Hi, Amanda. Thank you all for watching. We really appreciate it.
Did you steal this from Poland?
No, I stole that from the Czech Republic.
Oh, Czech.
At that bar that we always play at the Czech Republic. That has the big heater, the big wood-fired heater in it.
Oh, Woodford Reserve.
No. Those shows are always good. That's where the infamous 1, 2, 3, here it comes.
That's the last time you played shirtless, too, I mean.
Yeah, I'll never play shirtless again.
The chest hair is white now.
Yeah, I got some white chest hair. I just dyed my beard today for the first time.
You're not supposed to tell them that.
No, I don't care. I just tried it out to see if it made me look stupid or not.
I always just wanted to do mine black, even though I have brown hair. I just thought having like a black beard would be cool, like Drew McIntyre, the wrestler, Zack Ryder. Like their hair isn't really black, their beards aren't really black, but it looks cool on TV and pictures.
Oh, okay.
So,
do you know that?
Hey, do you guys think I look better with or without the mustache? I've had no mustache the last few weeks, and a couple people told me I was weird looking.
I think it's. I don't like it.
All right.
I like the
stash. I think I look younger though.
You do look younger, but you look very strange.
Okay, that's fair.
So what do you guys think? Does Chris need to have his mustache back, or should he just grow the beard like that without the mustache? Or should he do a James Hetfield mustache?
Fu Manchu. I do it like once a year. The last couple girls I was dating fucking hated it.
So?
They fucking hated it.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's James's beard.
Yeah.
Well, fuck.
You look like a fat Hulk Hogan.
Oh, Alex Sanders says bring the stash back. Harold Burton says you just need a neck beard.
Working on it.
He's working on it. And he's working on how to say actually.
Actually?
Guy says grow your eyebrows out.
Like Chris?
To match mine, Guy?
And my ear hair?
Oh, how about Hulk Hogan blonde handlebars?
I've considered it. Considered bleaching it when I grew it out.
So anyway,
BrutalGlass.com.
Yeah, we're working on some. IB's working on some good stuff. It's getting a little weird, man. But, you know, we want to go out and tour, and we want to put out an album, and we don't want to put out an album when there's no touring, because we already kind of got fucked on our last album, so we don't want to not have a proper release. So the next album's going to probably wait until touring starts, which looks like next summer. We're already booking dates for next summer in Europe, so
fucking
hopefully,
insane,
yeah, I know.
It's taking fucking way too long, dude.
Yeah, it's fucking.
But
sucks.
like, even if the shit is, you know, bans are lifted in December or January this year, it takes 6 months to plan tours and stuff. So shit wouldn't even happen until summertime.
Right. So we're looking at summer, and the first tour will be in Europe. It's going to be anchored around Obscene Extreme, so we're playing that, and then it's like I said, we're going to do a European
Speaking of Czech
tour.
Republic,
what about it?
that's Obscene Extreme, right?
Yeah, in Trutnov, I believe it's called.
The Trutnov Battlefield.
The COVID Death Tour. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Sucks. So what'd you do all week? We jammed and came up with nothing on Monday.
Yeah, we came up with less than what we went upstairs and originally started with. We ended up erasing something.
Yeah.
So that sucked.
Oh, well, were you Without Remorse?
My other band, Without Remorse. We got a formal record contract today. I'm not going to say from who. Formal record contract offer today.
Congratulations.
Thank you. That we're looking over. And there will be a new Without Remorse album at some point in the universe. So that's that.
That's good, man.
That's exciting,
good. That's exciting for you.
Something else to fucking think about while I'm super bored, you know.
Could I do a guest note? Just
Play
one
it.
note. Yeah, just like some melodic little thing.
Yeah, no, I just want you to like...
All right, I'll do that.
Yeah.
I'll do Inhuman Suffering. I'll scream Inhuman Suffering.
Exactly.
You're still pissed. Yeah, I know, Chris, man. Dude, we were so looking forward to that European tour with Cattle Decapitation.
It got canceled twice now.
But this is internal bleeding luck. This is what happens to this band. Every time internal bleeding gets going and things start going well, something sabotages us. I don't know why the fuck I still do this, because we get sabotaged constantly by things that are out of our control. And well, fuck it. Here we are. I'm not stopping until I can't walk, which could be next week. But you know, we keep going. So
Maureen asks, how hard is it to write songs for two different bands? Well, I have two completely different visions for the two bands that I'm in, Internal Bleeding and Without Remorse. So as long as I'm writing for one and I don't think it goes, ooh, that should be in the other band, that's kind of how I delineate the two. Internal Bleeding has a certain legacy and a certain level of technicality that you have to aspire to. It can't be just caveman horse shit, and there has to be a little bit more thought into it, and it has to be as good, if not better, than the other 6 albums that came out. Without Remorse is a little more, it just kind of happens, and there's no rules, and it's really just about, violence. It's really just mosh music, and so
there's nothing wrong with that.
As long as I don't feel like other bands have done it, as long as I feel like we're doing a superior version to the other bands that we're in league with, then I'm happy with that.
That's okay. That's cool, man. That's cool.
But I see it different. If I hear a riff in my head, I go, it's a Without Remorse. Plus, it's different tunings. So if I'm playing my guitar that's tuned to C, I'm doing Without Remorse stuff in my head. I got my IB guitars, I'm doing IB stuff. That's tuned to D standard. So
I don't know if I could be of two minds, but no, I can. But it's
a
little
little bit have trickled into each band, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Some people said that the last album sounded like, last IB album sounded like they could clearly hear the Without Remorse and the Revenants shit on it, which is fine because those are the dudes that wrote it. But yeah, I think it still sounds like an IB album. When I listen to it next to Driven to Conquer, I go, it's fucking the same band,
Absolutely, it's the same band. We just incorporated your stuff with my stuff, and a little bit. Joe wrote some stuff,
right?
And
Kyle's playing.
Yeah. I mean, we just. I guess it's a democracy. Our band is a democracy.
I mean, you have the final say, but you're also one of the more open-minded.
I try to be. I try to. I try to be open.
You're not as militant as you could be.
Right. I'm not, because I want to expand the sound, not lose the sound, but I want to expand it because listen.
You don't like Been There, Done That.
Yeah, and it just the whole slam thing. I mean, everybody's playing the riffs we wrote in 91 and 92. I don't want to write those riffs again.
Right.
But I still want to write slam riffs. They just got different hooks, different grooves, but still slamming. I mean, the last album has a little bit of old school, a little bit of new school IB,
right.
But the whole album's groovy as fuck. So, and that's my goal, is groovy.
Right.
That's,
as long as you can headbang to it.
Yeah, and it, as you've seen, we play every time we play those album songs, the whole crowd's moving. So,
and there is a certain
something
to be said,
right.
Like when you do play new songs and people react to them just as hard as they do the classics, the hits.
Yeah.
Then you're doing something right.
Yeah.
People aren't just waiting like this for Focus and Corruptly Influenced to be over. They're going just as crazy, if not crazier, than Voracious Contempt.
Yeah, and that makes me really happy, because
right.
Getting out of the shadows of past albums is always a tough thing to do.
And those albums are great. That's what they made me a fan. There's no question. Driven to Conquer is my favorite death metal album of all time. Voracious Contempt is one of the most important fucking albums I've ever purchased. Onward to Mecca is the reason Without Remorse exists to some degree. You know what I mean?
It's pretty amazing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
pretty wild.
Pretty amazing. So, what you guys got? Any questions? We got 15 minutes before Nick comes in. Actually, he just texted me. He says he's on the floor drunk.
It's like noon.
Just waiting for things to happen. So, what do you guys?
It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah. What do you guys thinking?
That's perfect.
What do you got? Got some questions? What is this? Love that hot sauce. Chris the shirt again. Love the hot sauce. I'm not sure.
Yes, Queen Majesty Hot Sauce. That's my favorite hot
sauce
sauce company. They're based out of Long Island City, Queens, New York. It's only 2 or 3 ladies that do it out of an apartment, and it's the most flavorful of all the hot sauces. It's not the most brutal, intense heat. They're the most complex and the most.
You don't need that.
Right. They're the most depth of flavor hot sauces that I've ever had. They have a coffee habanero one, which is literally the greatest condiment I've ever tasted. They have a tequila lime ginger one that's phenomenal.
That sounds good.
They have a collabo with Blue Point Brewery, so they have a toasted lager one, which is fucking insane. They have a Scotch bonnet ginger one, but the coffee habanero one it's unbelievable. On an egg sandwich, on a steak sandwich, on fucking.
Oh
my God!
good.
Just pour it on the plate and fucking dunk curly fries into it. It's
Oh,
ridiculous.
that sounds good.
So shout out to Queen Majesty Hot Sauce. Thanks for the show.
Christian asks, how about a Latin tour next year? Dude, we want to go to South America so fucking bad. If you know a booking agent that books it,
I'm gonna keep
tell them to get in touch with us.
I love Spanish girls. They are my weakness. So bring me down to Colombia and Brazil again.
Wait, you've been to
Turn
Brazil?
me loose. No, we went to Colombia.
We went to Colombia.
Which was like a week ago, which was like 5 years ago today.
6 years ago. 6 years ago this week,
Wow.
we went down and played the Colombian Death Road show with our buddies in Devourment. And that show was fucking great.
Fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Oh
Everything.
my God.
And we flew home in first class.
Even the ugly girls are hot down there.
Yeah, I know.
Good God.
And we flew home in first class.
Yeah, it was fucking
Remember that?
unbelievable. And we watched the Muppet movie in Spanish.
Remember the hot peanuts and the champagne?
Hot nut platter, champagne.
Ah.
Phenomenal.
So,
Lap of luxury.
So coming home from Colombia,
6 kilos in my fucking.
coming home from Colombia, we decided to be assholes online at the airport because the line was incredibly long at the ticketing counter. And Keith DeVito started yelling and screaming. He's like, "These people don't know who the fuck I am. They don't know about us. We just flew all the way down here for a festival. This is ridiculous. We shouldn't be treated like this." And then we all joined in and started acting like rock stars, like complete assholes.
I was actually in the bathroom.
Yes, you were.
I was taking a dump, and I heard my name called over the loudspeaker.
And we get up to the ticketing counter, and Keith is going off on the ticketing agency. We shouldn't be treated like this. Do you know who we are?
Best thing you ever did for the fucking band.
In America, we're the biggest stars. Blah 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 blah. And he's like, "There's nothing we can do. We're so sorry about the delay." We get to the gate. And the guy comes up to us apologizing and gives us first class tickets. He's like, "We're sorry, we didn't know who you were. Here's first class tickets, blah, blah, blah." And we all got first class.
So, sad part of the story is Billy didn't get first class. Because we went in alphabetical order.
Right.
There was only 4 seats open. And so it went me, you, Keith, and Charlie Arrigo, who played bass for us that weekend. Charlie from Suffocation.
Right.
And Charlie, not having the best social cues, didn't decide to give up his seat.
Yeah, he should have given it. He should have given his seat to Billy.
And Billy was grumpy the whole way home, and he laid upon us one of the greatest quotes in history.
Go ahead.
Which is now part of the IB vernacular.
Right.
We now go. What was it?
There's a pecking order in this band.
You know, there's a pecking order in this band.
There's a fucking pecking order in this band. So that was a great story. Oh, poor Bill was so mad. And Charlie really should have given it up a seat. Me and Chris were pretending we were sleeping. Oh, what a great trip. That was 6 years ago.
Trying to sleep after I did coke for 4 days, though.
Remember when you and Keith had to dump the coke down the sink?
That was me and, yeah, it was Keith. Forget it. I'm not going to say who it actually was. It was Charlie.
Oh, was it? I thought it was Keith.
No, me and Charlie stayed in a room together.
Oh,
and we were given, it's legal down there, right? So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm talking about something that happened where it's legal. And we had so much we actually had to dump it down the fucking toilet before we went to the airport.
That sucks. Greetings from Argentina. We would love to be in Argentina because you have the best steak in the world. I was in Argentina as a kid.
I'm going to dress like a gaucho on stage.
You should.
Yeah.
I had a friend, may he rest in peace, his name was Paul Paragallo. He was Argentinian, and his father was in the silver business, which apparently is a big Argentine thing. And he made me a fucking cross. This is 5th grade. He made me a cross like this big to wear around my neck. It was fucking great. And I was into Sabbath in 5th grade, so I was rocking a huge cross. Oh, so much fun. What a great guy. Anyway, so, wow, we got people from all over. Belarus. Cheers, man.
Cheers, dude. So we played in Russia 4 or 5 years ago, right? 2016, I believe. And some cats from Belarus brought us some fucking hash. It was fucking sick, dude.
Guy Marche asks a very important question.
Hit me.
What is to come from this one here?
Oh, no. What is that from?
It's a Jerky Boys question.
Oh, all right.
And we have no idea. All I know is I need 2,000 chickens, Guy.
1,000 chickens.
1,000. What are 1,000? I need 2,000 chickens.
Billy used to love that one, too. He's like, 1,000 chickens.
Tony Barnes, what's up, brother? Hope all's well in Manchester. All is well here in Center Reach, New
Here's
York.
a fucking great question.
Go.
From Carolyn Foster. Last album of yours I listened to was Voracious Contempt. Which album should I listen to now? How have you transformed from 95 to 2020?
Well, you have to listen to Corrupting Influence. That's our latest
The
album.
latest one. It has the most current members of the band in the band.
Yeah.
I think it's the most well-rounded of all the albums.
It's definitely
My personal favorite is Driven to Conquer. But as far as if you want to see how full circle we've come and how we're still keeping it real as fuck, you got to listen to the newest one.
I think you need. Honestly, I think you need to. Honestly,
but why listen to just one? Listen to all of them. Listen to everyone in order. And
in order, right? In order.
That's truly a progression, man. Unfortunately, there's a rotating lineup of dudes with Chris and Billy, but that's also given the character to the band too, and that's why there's not 6 albums that sound like each other.
Right.
Which is also very cool and interesting. I think about Eternal Bleeding like this, man. I'm an outsider as a fan at one point, and now that I'm part of the band, I think about it like this. It's like a lineage of horror movies, almost, or a movie franchise.
Okay.
You know, you got the first album. Second album's a little different, has a couple different dudes on it. Third album has a different producer and a different director, even though it's got basically the same dudes on it. Things like that, you know what I mean? But the franchise is still represented, and everybody gets their own little shot at it.
Yep.
And that's where we're at. And
Cool.
I think you had one of the sickest lineups ever on Corrupting Influence, so it was able to really come full circle. You had a band of legit Internal Bleeding fans writing that album.
Yeah.
So we made the ultimate fan album, I believe. You know, it's what as fans we wanted to hear, what Marchese wanted to hear as a fan, what I wanted to hear as a fan.
What I wanted to hear as a fan.
Right.
I mean, that's always the case. I think.
Like, say your favorite movie is fucking Halloween franchise. I got to direct Halloween 17. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I'd be like, you know what I mean? That's what I did with it.
That's cool.
You know, that's.
I would say do this. I would say listen to every album, and then listen to all the bands that came after the album was released. So listen to Voracious.
That's good.
Listen to Voracious Contempt, and then listen to all of a sudden all the other bands that came out after Voracious Contempt. Listen to Extinction of Benevolence. Listen to the same thing. Listen to Driven to Conquer, and then you'll notice that deathcore all of a sudden became popular. I hate to say it, but we're always one step ahead.
You're not wrong. And then listen to fucking Onward to Mecca, and then it inspired all the bands that my generation came from.
Right.
Internal Bleeding. I'm sorry. Without Remorse. Enemy Mind. Bands like fucking Merciless Concept. Those types of bands came from the love of the fucking Onward to Mecca.
Right.
Era.
Right. So I mean, it's every album was always one step ahead of the curve. I like to think. So, and I'm really proud of that.
And you guys all had short hair, so it was awesome.
And yeah, we did have short hair back then.
Cool as fuck.
And me and Frank Rini got made fun of a lot because of short hair, which was ridiculous. But
this is a great compliment too. Ready?
Okay.
I'm sorry to interrupt. What were you saying?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Alex Sanders says, Corrupting Influence is the Rocky IV of the franchise. He's absolutely right. It's the self-aware version, but it might be the best one out of all of them.
I think so.
It has all the most memorable lines and fun shit. It's self-aware because we knew we were Internal Bleeding. We had to sound like Internal Bleeding. That movie knew it was a Rocky movie. It had to be a Rocky movie. The first couple are just doing its thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And by that time, the franchise is so self-aware. He's not wrong. And that's my favorite Rocky movie, so I appreciate it.
Guy, you're asking a lot of questions. How many guitars do you have, and what are you playing now? All right, you go first, Chris.
I have like 10 or 12 guitars, ranging from really nice to shitty. But as far as the ones that I use, ESP and LTD stuff. I have the EX standard black diamond plate. 40.
Which was whose guitar?
Was made for Wayne Static, but he passed away, so they gave it to me. They were like, "Who's almost as bad as
Wayne Static?"
You know, no, he was probably pretty cool. So I got Wayne Static's guitar, I think, and then I have a white LTD EX401, which is the White Explorer, which is great, especially for the price that you get that guitar. It is one of the most consistent and sturdy guitars I've ever played.
I was going to say, you abuse the shit out of it.
It sounds fucking awesome. I fling it around on stage. It's been to every country with me. I toss that fucker in the air on stage, you know what I mean? And it barely ever gets out of tune. And it sounds awesome every night. And I've never had a problem with the input, jack, crackling, or anything. It's just the best guitar. And for the price, it's the best. And I have an EX, another Explorer 401 FM that actually John Gallagher from Dying Fetus gave me a while ago. He was like, Chris, man, I don't play this shape, man. And like, ESP gave it to me, man. So just like, come get it, man.
That sounds like John.
Yeah. So he actually brought it to me when they played in the city, which is really cool. So thanks to John. And I got a couple other ESP Eclipses that I don't really use. I might use them for without Morse recording and shit like that. They're a little easier to sit down with, you know. And I have, you know what? Rick from This Is Hell, Extinction AD sold me a ESP for VF401V, the big full size.
Oh,
V.
really?
And I love it.
Oh.
It's almost as tall as me. It's ridiculous.
Oh, cool. I play I switch off a lot. I have a Horizon ESP Horizon that I've been getting into playing a lot lately. I also have an ESP Eclipse. I still have the PRS.
Hell yeah.
That we got when we went down. We
track a lot of demos with it because it's so comfortable.
Yeah, we went down. Remember when we went down to PRS and did the factory tour and got the guitars and got the endorsement. I still have that ESP, that PRS. It still rocks. I have a Carvin DC 127 that I fucking absolutely love. It's one of the greatest guitars ever made. The craftsmanship's amazing. Kind of sucks that they got taken over by Kiesel because I don't like Kiesel guitars anymore, and they don't have the craftsmanship that Carvin did. So
call me crazy, but I prefer a guitar that has a headstock.
Yeah, well that too. So,
and you know what? I actually use your ESP E2 M2 with the Floyd Rose.
Mm-hmm.
I've been using that since COVID started. I never really got familiar with having a guitar with a Floyd Rose on it, so I've been playing one of his downstairs for the last 6 months, and I kind of adopted it as my own.
Guy, Mike Parker got stolen.
No!
Yes.
What year was that?
1990 something, and Mike Parker was one of the first Parkers made, so it kind of sucks.
Ugly as sin.
Yeah, but that was a great guitar. He says he's coming in, but I don't see him coming in.
We have Nick Marrero joining us momentarily. He's our manager. He's tour manager for a bunch of huge fucking bands. Like, I'm talking huge. I'm talking even beyond the realm of death metal.
Yeah. He should be in a minute.
Be in a minute. So think about some questions. If you guys have any questions about tour stuff. I'm going to eat this piece of watermelon here that your wife cut for us.
Water. I like how you say watermelon. You're like, watermelon.
And there's Nick.
And there's Nick.
Big buddy Nick.
Hola.
Himself.
What's up, Nick?
How we doing?
Good afternoon.
Good, how are you?
Doing all right. Doing all right.
Is that a green
Hanging in there,
screen?
brother.
Is that a green screen
Can you
or a
hear me all
shower
right?
curtain?
This is my green screen, yeah.
Put something fun up behind you.
I don't know how to do that on Skype. I don't know how that works.
All right.
Well, whatever.
I could.
So anyway, say hello to Nick Marrero,
Hey, everybody.
tour manager extraordinaire, band manager extraordinaire.
One of the few people that
How we
respect
doing?
our stupid band.
Oh, more than you could imagine, man. It's amazing.
My affinity for you grew in Netherlands of a few years ago when you did a simple gesture. Cases, and like everybody else was letting the door slam in front of me. Slam, slam, slam. And you saw me coming, and you just held the door for me like a gentleman. I went, I like this fucking guy.
Yeah. That's like right when I became like a representative for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And
That was a sick Joe.
Yeah, it was great.
man, that show was sick. That was like the perfect intro to your band. It was like, all right, yeah, I'll work with those dudes. They seem cool. And honestly, it's funny because originally I fucking hated you guys.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Only because here's
Hey,
the thing.
Nick, can you turn your microphone volume up a little?
Up.
Yeah, just a hair.
Let me see. I have my.
That's better.
I think that's good.
That's better.
Does that work?
Yeah, that's better.
I gotta keep this in. Okay. So, originally, we ended one of the Suffo tours in Long Island at that fucking that corner stage what's the venue that has the corner stage? Is
Revolution.
It Revolution?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And man, you guys were out of time, and I was just fed up. It was the last day of tour. You guys were out of time. You just kept playing, and I was like, bro, what the fuck?
What year was
before I ever? Oh man, it was a couple years ago. It was like right before I started working with you guys. 2017.
Nice.
I don't know. And it was basically your first show back since Billy passed away.
Right.
And I didn't know any of that. And Kevin was like, dude, take it easy. It's cool. And he explained it. I was like, man, still. Like, I was like, fucking, when I say one more song, motherfuckers, you play one more song. Like, what the fuck? You just kept going.
That's kind of
And
the
then
IB
when
thing,
Joanne-
though. Like, we just kind of do it. And, like, if you want to stop me on stage, go ahead, and we'll see what happens after that.
Yeah, you remember what you remember, Nick? You remember what happened when we played in New York City and they tried to cut us off, and we refused.
Yeah.
And
I fought the entire venue.
I loved that phone call at 3 a.m. Thank you guys.
And I actually don't apologize for any of it.
Well, no, I don't either. I mean, it's all gravy. I understand how you
I
guys
take this shit
are
serious
now.
as
It's all
fuck,
good.
man. I'm not doing this for anybody else, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
I do this because this is what the fuck I do, and I realize you have to be cutthroat to fucking make it even happen to some degree. And I've
Dude, absolutely.
I've let too many people bulldoze me and my bands over the years, and now I'm just like, it is what it is. I'm just gonna do whatever the fuck I feel like doing. You know?
Right. No, yeah, and you know, and it wasn't even really your guy. Like, it was a weird night for me, but that's kind of how it came to. And Joanne was like, "No, they're great guys. They're great guys." And I was like, "All right, I'll meet up with them." And then when we went and we met up with Chris that night, and I was like, "All right, they're cool. They're cool."
No, I appreciate it, man.
And then when we were in Netherlands and we did the Netherlands Death Fest, I was there with Suffo, but you guys were there at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And man, it was fucking amazing to see you guys live in that atmosphere. And the whole last song, everyone up on the stage thing. The looks on the security guards' faces were just like, oh fuck, what do I do?
Well, especially in the Netherlands, man, they're like timid there almost. You know, I mean, as much as they're enjoying it, they don't really react to it in any way, shape, or form. You know.
Right? Yeah.
So
and it was funny because I ran to the security guard.
Elicited response out of a fucking crowd.
It's cool.
Is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So we're having some video problems. I don't know. The audio seems to be going good. We see you over here. The crowd does not see you, but we're going to keep going with it for now.
Yeah, we're trying to figure it out, dude. But
you're the streamer. You are Big Buddy Nick. You should know what the hell is happening here.
Man, you guys are. I don't know. I mean, I don't see what's going on your end. But I mean, is it my connection? I mean, if you see me fine.
No, we see you fine. We see you fine. I just don't. You know.
We see you on the home base here, but not on the actual Facebook page.
We're having some technical difficulties. As long as we can hear you. Now
That's
we got
all
a split.
good.
Now we got a split screen. Does that show up or no?
Well, we're on like a few second delay here.
So,
but it is what it is.
Yeah, it's not working. But we got audio, so that's good.
So what are you working on, man? What do you got going on behind the scenes? It's how does this stupid year find you? Here we go. We got you in split screen at least.
All right, we got you in split screen.
Hey.
All right, so everybody, this is Nick Marrero. He is our manager. He is tour manager to some of the bigger bands. Who do you tour manage when you're not taking crap from Favelas?
Man.
Oh, come on. I'm not that bad, am I, Nick?
No. I know how to deal with... It takes a certain person to know how to deal with people separately. You know what I mean? And,
Sure.
and you gotta...
Did he just...
No, really. I mean, it's like when you're tour managing, like every band is different. You have to adapt to the needs of certain, like everyone differently, you know. And Favelas is he's an angry old man, so you gotta treat him like your great grandfather and make sure he's got his bourbon. But you just gotta let him bitch, let him get it out, and then you fix it. So
yeah, but
good.
come on, dude. Yeah, come on. 90% of my bitching is very legitimate.
Absolutely,
right.
Incredibly valid and warranted.
Okay, thank you.
So,
I'm just sorry you take the brunt of it, but I sit home and then I'm like at home and we're doing the IB group text and McCarthy says something like, "Tell Nick he's gotta fucking do this, blah 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 blah, or I'm gonna fucking roll over him like a motherfucker." And then I have to put it in different terms.
I see how it is. I held the door for you, man.
And then Ryan is like, "Why aren't we selling out Madison Square Garden?" Ask Nick.
Fuck, man. Good luck. when you're Billy Joel, let me know.
Working on it, baby.
I'm not a
no, yeah, but
you tormented some actual legit bands, man. So I mean, we're talking like Testament. We're talking fucking Steel Panther.
Steel Panther.
No, well, I toured with Steel Panther. I was tour managing Gus G and his solo thing, and we were out with Steel Panther. I wish Steel Panther's real tour manager and main dude is a guy named Joe, and he is fucking awesome.
Cool.
And he taught me quite a few things too. It's always a learning experience. I mean, you never know everything. So, I mean, when you can learn from really great tour managers, and I think that's why I'm going to pat myself on the back, but I think that's why I am good at my job, is because I had the opportunity. My first tour ever was driving and doing merch and all that for a band called The Absence, which I now manage as well.
I've heard of them.
And the first tour I ever did was with them on the Metal Blade 25th anniversary tour in 07. And that was Cannibal Corpse, Black Dahlia Murder, The Red Chord, Goat Whore, and The Absence.
Red Chord is the best band ever.
Dude, right? I'm so
band
sad
of all
they're
time.
like not doing anything. But the tour manager on that tour, Paul, was probably the coolest dude, and taught me quite a bit. And I learned a lot from the Dahlia camp and Kareem, who is now the main dude. He was with Indie Merch for a long time.
He's a hell of a basketball player too, right?
Abdul. But now Kareem, he runs night shift now, so we're working with him on some stuff as well.
We are.
And I learned a lot from that guy and that camp, and just always listened and just watched and just saw what the fuck was going on and how he handled things. Because that dude, Black Dahlia, back in those days, those boys partied pretty hard. They did their business, and they knew what they were doing. And when work was done, they partied. And Kareem had to deal with that. So on top of doing all that, he was always driving. He was doing merch. He was taking care of business and settling. And he was the all-around dude. And I was like, fuck, man. I want to be that dude. Like, he's got it. He's got it on lock. He's got a lot to do, but I bet he's fucking banking, at the time. And
make that money, baby.
Come to find out, it's a good job. You like when you're young and you look at like bands and like people like that, you think that it's this fucking like amazing thing. Like, oh, dude, they drive Ferraris and they fucking make all this money and they're fucking crushing it. And then you do it and you're like, fuck, man, where's the Ferrari at? But
you're lucky if you get a 74 Ford Pinto.
Yeah, right. Like I ended up I sold my I had a tour van and I just ended up selling it because I was always on the road. But no, yeah, I learned a lot from that, and I think that's what helped me. And I've always been very fortunate to be on some pretty fucking great tours with good people. And I've never really had a tour. There was one tour, I won't say the name, but it was one of those festival tours.
I know which one you're talking about.
And it was a bomb. And the TM on that tour was a fucking idiot. And literally did nothing. Like, dude, number one rule of a TM is like, hang a fucking day sheet. How hard is that?
Right.
All right. So a lot of people are not in the music industry. What is a day sheet?
All right. Yeah. So day sheet, TM, is basically you hang it every morning before everybody gets up. Sometimes even I'll print them out the night before and hand them out to people, and that way they have them for the next morning. And a day sheet basically tells you it's the itinerary for the day.
Right.
Times for interviews, load-in times, stage times, load-out times. Bus call is the number one thing to look at.
Yeah.
You look at the city you're in and the bus call, and just make sure you're on the bus before we leave. And yeah, I mean that's like the main rules. Like hang some day sheets, make sure set lists are hung with it normally. That way everyone knows what they're fucking playing that night. A lot of bands do different set lists every night, so that's always an interesting thing for me because it's a pain in the ass for me. Because sometimes I don't really know the band all that well.
You take care of the band's set lists? You print them out for them?
Oh yeah,
we need a tour manager.
Oh man,
Jesus Christ!
Dude, towels, set lists. I make sure if I don't hand them to like set them up, I'll give them to the main like stage dude, and he takes care of it. Or towels, water, set lists. Always 45 minutes before they go on stage, minimum. So, I mean, dude, you do a lot. I mean, it's not to mention let's think. You have to advance a full tour before you go out. You guys know this. And for everyone out there, I'll get an itinerary from a booking agent, right? And then I have to sit down and I email and call every fucking venue and promoter. Sometimes I don't even get the correct information, so I literally have to play detective and track them down on Facebook half the time, and I hound them until they call me. And that's a lot of the time, 2-3 days before we even show up to the venue. So it's really annoying for me and for the band that's asking me questions about like, hey, I need to get strings shipped to this venue. What are we doing?
Must be nice.
Jesus. Must be fucking nice, dude.
Yeah, it's definitely a perk when you can get to that level and like, I mean, I think you guys could afford it for sure. But no, yeah, it's definitely it's a whole job when you get to the point of where like, I'm done fucking dealing with this shit. Just pay this dude, and it's worth it because generally a good TM will go above and beyond and will do more than what's expected or what we're paid for. To the point of like shopping, dude, grocery shopping. I do all that. I do all the grocery shopping. I clean the fucking bus every morning before I get up. I make sure a pot of coffee's fucking made for everyone. Like, if you keep everybody happy, they will do anything you ask of them, questions asked.
Absolutely. So we've had a spate of really bad tour men. How do I explain this? You're the TM for the headlining band. Mm-hmm. How do you handle the opening bands? So we've had a lot of experience not being at the top of the bill and having tour managers literally treat us like absolute garbage. Trash.
Oh man.
Like not even allowed to be in the same room while they're eating kind of thing,
No, right.
And the band doesn't even care.
Right. Well, I've been in situations where like your headliner band, like they make it seem like, yeah, man, we don't care. It's cool. Like, don't worry about it. But in reality, they're telling me at the bus at the end of the night, like, dude, get them out of my fucking room. Like, they don't want to be the asshole. Right. So that's why I'm there. And I get it. And honestly, I don't think.
How do you manage that? Because.
Well.
It's a difficult thing because you could some headlining band, right? Some headlining band can say, "Get these guys out of our fucking room," blah 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 blah, and then 3 years later, that band that was opening up is now the headlining band over the band that was. You know how the music industry works; it's all trendy,
right?
So
and I deal with it. Believe me,
I'm sure
exactly
you do. So now. They look at you as a dick. How do you deal? How do you deal with something like that? You're in such a bad spot.
Usually, yeah. I've been pretty fortunate though. Like I said, I mean, I've never had a TM really like shit on a band. Like when I mean, and I know that they exist. I get it.
I wish I remember his name. I think his first name was Adam. Fucking
It sounds like
asshole.
a dick kind of name, but
I think you said
But,
I think you said he was actually a cool guy. He was a fucking motherfucking. I wanted to put my fist right through his fucking throat.
I'm trying to remember.
Whatever.
I know we've talked.
I don't even want to go into it.
No, but
Yeah,
you know, if
He's
you
a fucking douchebag.
I already know.
Oh wait, but we did tell his girlfriend that he was sleeping with somebody else. So we got our revenge.
Perfect. Those are always awkward instances when you're torn with people and like you see them with chicks all the time, and then like you get to their hometown, they're like, "Oh, this is my wife," and I'm like, "Oh, dude, why? Why'd you do that?" Like,
No.
but no, I've been pretty fortunate. I work for bands that do big tours, and there's always the headliner TM, and if I'm super respectful, like I know that there's a line, I know there's a pecking order, I know that like I don't fucking park or load in till you tell me to. Like I'm cool with that. You tell me when and where, and my guys will be there, and we will unload, and we will do our thing. You give me the space for merch, I will put it up. Like I get it. And I followed those rules. And now that I'm the headlining TM and I get the first pick of merch spots and I get to do all that, I make sure I'm taken care of and my band is taken care of first and foremost. And I make sure that their business is number one in that venue. And then I will go out of my way to take care of everyone else and make sure everyone is taken care of no matter what. If you cross that line and you don't listen to what I say, like if I tell you load in tomorrow's 3:00 and you're there at 2:30 trying to move gear, like dude, no, like there's a reason I'm telling you 3, and I want you to load in at 3. Like that's it. Like I don't care that you're here early. Go park somewhere and go get a coffee or a fucking beer or whatever. Great, you made it early. Cool. I tell the bands, and I think that day one of a tour, I always try to have like a powwow, like before doors,
and good idea.
Yeah, and I think that I always try to get load in to be early for day one because there's always, I mean, dude, day one of tour, what doesn't go wrong?
It's always a clusterfuck.
Always. So I tell everyone to load in early on those days. Everyone's set up on the floor, whatever, and we, do the whole powwow, and I tell them straight up, like, these are the rules. I'm easy to work with. Just come at your appropriate time. Don't be a douche. And finish on time. I don't care if you start fucking 2 minutes late. You finish on time. I don't care. Like, that is it. Because one song over, the whole night snowballs. And then my headliners are going on a fucking half hour late. And then I'm in trouble. Like, I didn't work this hard to get here for you guys to fuck me. Like for the fucking band that sold, like, that bought onto the tour. Like, fuck that.
So now, let me ask you a question. The first tour we ever did with 6 Feet Under and Immolation, we had a tour manager. His name was Big Daddy.
Gross.
Okay? That's his name. I don't even know his real name. His name was Big Daddy. He was one of
Did he make you call him Big Daddy?
Everybody called him Big Daddy. This guy was the most lovable dude in the world. I wanna say that this, to me, was the ultimate tour manager. Okay? He knew we were rookies. It was our first album. It was our first tour. He actually would come and spend time with us and say, listen, here's what you got to do. Do this. Do that. Don't do this. This is how you save money. This is how you do this. Like, he imparted so much wisdom to us we were, all in our early 20s. Well, I was like 50, but everybody else was in their early 20s. And I will never forget Big Daddy. He was the nicest man in the world, and he encouraged us and taught us how to act and live on the road. And I've taken it to heart from all the stuff he said. And he was a bastard when he had to be a bastard, and I get it. Right. But so do you do that? Any of that with like an opening band, with a young band? You say, hey, listen, here's an idea. Try doing X instead of doing Y, or...
I do.
Okay,
I think I try to really instill as much onto like younger bands or like first time touring acts or whatever you want to call them, like greener bands,
right?
You know,
okay.
Because you know what, at the time, my first tour, nobody treated me like it was my first tour. Everyone talked to me. Everyone taught me a lot, and I asked questions. And nobody had like anyone in any of the bands or crew or tour manager. Nobody had anything negative to say like I don't have time for this or anything like that. They legit answered my questions. They gave me advice. They respected me. They treated me like I was part of the fucking tour, and they wanted me to learn. And I think that if you keep that up, you know, I don't want to be a dick to people that don't deserve it.
Of course not.
You know, but like you said, like when I have to be an ass, I can be an ass. Like, you know, like for instance, if those young bands, if they don't, you know, if they're not listening and they're just, you know, pushing buttons and crossing lines, I'm gonna make you regret it. You will load in 15 minutes before you play. Like, and for the most part, it's not unwarranted. And like I said, you know, for the most part, my headlining band that I'm working for, they will back me and they will say, you know, do what you got to do. Right. That's why you're here. It's your show. Right. And there you go.
Very cool, dude.
What's your favorite tour you've ever done, period? What's like the best tour you ever went on?
Fuck, man.
Yeah, and you got to decide. You can't
not necessarily monetarily. I'm saying like the funnest one. You ever came home and you were like, "Fuck, I wish I didn't come home from that." Like,
yeah.
I always want to say the first one because I mean that's what started it all, you know. But and then I think about it. I'm like, man, my first European tour. That's where it's at. It was, I'd say, my first European tour.
Yeah.
How many times you been over there now?
Oh, dude, it's funny because for years I was like, man, I want to get to Europe. I want to do Europe. I want to do Europe. And it would always come down to like me and someone else that's already been to Europe. And they're like, well, they have experience. They're going to go. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what am I, you know, how am I supposed to get experience if I don't go? And then a band, King Parrot, I did a tour with them in the U.S. and I was telling him about that. And he was like, well, tell you what, come to Europe with us. If you can pay for your ticket, we'll pay you a little while you're over there. And that way you have the experience. We have the bus spot for you if you want to do it. And I was like, well, fuck. All right. So right before that tour, I was doing a tour with Cattle. And my tip money from the merch table paid for my Europe flights.
Sick. That's awesome.
And that's how I got over there first. And then I wanted more experience. And Gus G was like, well, let's do it. Come do Firewind in Europe. And he took care of me there. And ever since then, it felt like I couldn't get out of Europe. Like, I spent fucking... Man, it was like 4 or 5 months out of the year that year, like, I think 2018, wow, in Europe. So it was cool. It was cool. Then it was just like, fuck, man, I don't want any more sandwiches. I don't want any more salami.
No more cold cuts, please, God.
Cold cuts.
No more sweaty meats.
But I would never have thought to put butter and cucumbers on rye bread, you know?
Right? Butter, cucumbers, rye bread. That's a sandwich over there.
Apparently.
It's like, what is this?
Nick,
I guess I'll eat it. I'm hungry.
Nick, do me a big favor. Say hello to your mom because she's watching.
Hi, Ma. She's funny. My mom's the best.
Yeah, your mom's awesome. She's asking all kinds of cool questions, and she's really involved. That's awesome. My mother has Alzheimer's. She doesn't even know who I am. So,
my mom has Alzheimer's now.
It's cool when your parents are supportive of your heavy metal horse shit, though, man. My pops has been cool as fuck since day one, buying me gear when I was a kid, fucking driving us to the airport when we need a ride, shit like that. So he's cool as fuck about it, man. So props to your mom.
My mom even 2007 on that tour, we lost our license plate, the absence, and right before we went into Canada.
Oh, great.
And my mom like was not even related to the person that like owned the vehicle or like had it registered, right? So she ends up at the DMV for like hours, raising hell like a New York mom.
Moms are supposed to do
A
that.
New York Italian mom.
Nice.
Dude, and she walks out of there with the fucking license plate and overnights it to us, and we made it just in time, and we got to the border.
Cheers to Mama
with
Marrero.
The license plate. Man,
That's awesome.
Some funny shit.
Sick.
She's like tells me she's going there. She's calling me for all this info. Like a couple hours later, she's like, "I got it. Where's it going?"
He did my voice.
Yeah.
I got it. So, Nick, I got to ask you a question. I got to ask you a question about Gus G.
Sure. Yeah.
Is he Greek?
Absolutely.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. I knew he was Greek. Anybody named Gus and has G as his last name is fucking Greek.
And there's not even a G in his whole name.
Oh, really? Well, what? Gus is like Emmanuel or something in Greek or something like that.
Well, I guess his name, like the closest thing in America, like in English, would be like Gus. I don't know, but his name is Konstantinos.
Yeah.
So,
that's awesome.
So, yeah, Gus, and then he's just like, "Oh, I'll just throw a G on there, I guess."
Yeah, that's
Gus
awesome.
G
We used Gus G's cabinets last tour. So
were they?
Yeah.
Yes. So
Oh,
cheers
yeah.
to Gus G for letting us use his cabinets.
Oh yeah, they sounded awesome.
Glad we didn't blow him up.
Dude, hands down, one of the best dudes in the industry.
Dude plays guitar
that's
like
another
fucking
guy that
mad.
like changed my my whole outlook in this business. I got a story for you because it you know that place Blackthorn 51.
Unfortunately,
yeah.
Yeah. So the guy there, what's his name? Nicky something.
Kevin. I only know Kevin.
He tries to look like Nicky Six or some shit. So we called him Nicky Bald.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And
you know who he's talking about? Okay.
Fucking embarrassing.
He was just an angry man, dude. We showed up. Gus had a show there, and we showed up. And me and his tech, we walked in, right? We're looking at the place, and this was like my first like tour managing gig. Okay, I didn't know shit. He hit up a friend of mine who's drumming for him. He hired him to drum for him on the tour, and he asked him like, "Hey, do you know anyone that can do merch or tour manage or drive or anything like that?" And he was like, "Well, I know a guy that can do merch, tour manage, drive, and has a van and trailer. Like, let's go." So that's how I got to do that first. And I was like, "Dude, I don't know how to TM. Like, what do you mean?" He's like, "Well, I'll give you some pointers and just you fake it till you make it, man." And I was like, okay. And I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to wing it. Here we go. Fucking bought a printer, bought a case, like the whole fucking thing. I was like, I'm going to look legit. Like, it'll be cool. Like, this dude fucking plays for Ozzy Osbourne, And at the time, he was still with Ozzy. And I'm getting his, like, gear shipped to my house. It's like all the Ozzy road gear and shit. And I'm like, this is legit. Like, this is it. All right, here we go.
That's so cool.
This is a new level. My mom gets home. She's like, "Is this really from Ozzy?" I'm like, "Yeah, this is his shit." Like, she's like, "Oh my god, I just want to like rub my boobs on it or something."
It's awesome.
I fucking lost
Your
it,
mom
man.
rocks.
My mom's hilarious. And,
Hey Nick, we got a question from a viewer.
All right, cool.
What was your worst border crossing ever?
Oh.
Man.
Okay.
Probably, I've had two. One in the U.S. It was on that first tour. And on that first tour, 3 out of the 5 bands on that package got, like, just fucking gouged. Cannibal got crushed for some money or something,
What is this, going into
and then,
Canada?
me specifically, they were like, "Oh, do you have $10,000 in money?" And I was like, "Nah, there's no fucking way. Like, we're good." Not thinking they didn't do it as like the exchange rate. They do it as the monetary number on the bill. So if you had like 5,000 Canadian, which is actually like $1 in US, it's 5,000 units of money. So they found my backpack and they were like, "Whose bag is this?" And I was like, "It's mine." Like, they're like, "All right, come in this room," right? So they like frisk me, they cuff me, they put me in this room, and this is 3 a.m. or some shit, and meanwhile the other we're in a garage with 4 slots, like the bus is parked out there, and each van and trailer is in this fucking garage. Goat whores get ransacked. They're taking seats out of their vans and shit. I'm in this room, handcuffed, and they're going through the bag. They're like, all right, well, we're gonna count this money, and if it's $10,000 or more, we have to seize it because you didn't claim it. I'm like, now my heart's racing, right? And I'm like, dude. Oh my God, like I'm freaking out. He's counting it. I'm like, there's no way. There's no fucking way, right? And he's counting it. He's counting it. He's counting it. And I'm just getting whiter and whiter. I'm like, sicker and sicker. He's up to like $8,000, and I'm like, oh God. I was like, I'm gonna throw up. I'm like puking in this dude's trash can. He's counting money. He gets to like 9,500 and something. And he's like, oh, you're lucky. And I'm like, I'm like, what is a ghost? They let me go. They take the bag. I go back out and I'm sitting down. And they're like, are you all right? Like, what's going on? Are you okay? I was like, I got good and bad news. They're like, what? I was like, bad news is we almost had $10,000. And they're like, what's the good news? I was like, we almost have $10,000. I'm like drenched. I'm like sweating. I'm like smell like puke. Like it's fucking disaster,
brutal, dude.
Scary as fuck. I was like, dude, my whole career is fucked if we have 10,000. Like it's over. My first tour, like it's over.
That Canadian border sucks, man.
Yeah, they're jerk offs, man. I've had to eat a bunch of weed and stuff in places and shit over the years at places, and I had told the story a couple weeks ago when Jeremy Wagner was on. He gave me a bunch of copies of his books, and I got frisked when I had other stuff on me that I shouldn't have. They thought it was a big stack of cash. I was like, no, it's 5 books,
Man. And ever since then...
That's brutal.
The borders are just scary. Ever since then, man, it's like when you get pulled over for the first time ever. You're like totally cool with cops. Like, fuck it, it's all good. Hell yeah, cops, yeah. And then you get pulled over, and you're like, oh my God. And now every time you see a cop driving, you're like, oh, fuck. You're like paranoid and shit. Like, no, but every time I go to the border, I'm just legit. I just forget splitting up money and shit. Just fill out the paperwork, man. It doesn't hurt you. It clears you. You don't have to worry about it. Like we did that in, I was out with Suffo in Europe, and before we came home, we split up the money just so that it's easy to just say, oh no, we don't have 10,000. We just walk in, right? So. There's no one around us in this area of the airport, right? We're at the gate like 7 hours early. Good old Dusseldorf or some shit like that. And I'm splitting up money. Cool, I'm handing everyone an envelope. And someone that works there thinks it's suspicious as fuck, which I guess in hindsight, like if I would have saw that, I would have looked pretty fucking suspicious. But they take us, all of us. They're like, oh, we're doing routine checks, and take us all into this room. I was like, what? And then they check us, and I was like, all right, you know what? I'm just claiming it. Give me all the money back. Fuck it. Just forget it. Ugh. And so when we got back to the U.S., I had to go into the office and fill out, the fucking 3 pages of bullshit. And you're good. It's no big deal. But there's a lot of bands and just people in general that think that they're going to get taxed or something, and you don't. They want to know where money's coming in and out. Just fine, cool. Yeah, I'll tell you how much I have. I don't give a shit. It's not coming to my account anyway. Like,
good to know.
Whatever.
We never have $10,000, so it's never a problem.
Yeah, we have like $8.
Yeah.
We had one funny border incident in Italy. We were crossing the border, and somehow the border guards saw me sleeping up in the top of the van. We had a loft in the top of the van, and that's the reason they pulled us over.
Because there was no seatbelts.
Because there was no seatbelts or whatever.
Right.
He comes in. He comes in screaming in Italian at all of us. He's screaming, "Fucking, you're going to jail!" Blah 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 blah. A fucking nightmare. We're all panicking, right? And at the time, our bass player Jay Liff was a New York City cop.
Oh, I know Jay.
Right, you know Jay, right? So Jay looks back and he's like, yells at me. He's like, get the fuck out of the loft. Sit down. He's like, I got this. So we're all staring out of the van, and there's like 11 border guys and just Jay, right? And they're like pointing their fingers at Jay, yelling at him and all this. And Jay goes into his back pocket and he pulls out his New York City Police Department badge, and all of a sudden, all the border guys are like, yeah, and they're hugging him, and it's the funniest thing in the fucking world. They're all hugging, they're like dancing and shit. They're taking pictures with him and all this shit, and then we just sailed right through the
grail
border.
for them.
Meanwhile, I had to eat an enormous joint that I had rolled in my pocket. And then, like, 2 hours later, we're walking around Rome, and I'm like, oh, my God, it hit me like fucking edibles. I was like, oh, no. Get him to plug the video game stuff, because we're wrapping it up soon.
What is this? I can't read this.
Nick, so plug your video game streaming, man. What have you been playing lately?
Yeah, we want to talk about your coffee and we're having such a good time. We have to wrap this up soon. We want to talk about your stream that you have and your coffee company.
Yeah, so since the whole pandemic thing, I can't tour or work, right? So a lot of bands and people have been turning to the whole Twitch and live streaming thing. So, and I also started the whole coffee thing. So the coffee was an idea and just rolled, and I guess it was more the name was Influence Gus. I'm like an honorary Greek. Malaka just means like the old term is like wanker, masturbator.
Malaka
whatever,
is somebody
right?
who's jerked off so many times his brain has turned to mush.
Oh. Right. And now, more recent times, it's more slang for like asshole, fucking like bro, like what the fuck, like, and so I just kind of rolled with it. And the picture is actually, I stole this guy. Not even stole it, but this guy walked into a kebab shop wearing this crazy Croatian like outfit, and the hat and the robe. He put it on the thing and went to the bathroom, and we ran over there and put it on and like took pictures and like hung it back up and just booked it out of there.
Hell yeah!
But wanted to use something funny in that regard. But I started the coffee. We have 6 flavors. It's malakacoffee.com. Check them out. It helps out immensely, and hopefully it'll grow. And it's actually really fucking good, man. Everyone that's bought it has loved it. I've got blueberry cinnamon. We've got vanilla caramel. Got caramel pecan cluster, a breakfast blend, which is my favorite. A toasted marshmallow, which is a hot seller that sold out, and I had to reorder. The dark roast, and the dark roast actually is more of a tribute kind of type deal. It's got a tour bus on there, and it's for like all touring bands and crew and stuff like that. And it's fucking good shit. That's awesome. We're going to put out an IP coffee. I got some samples that are supposed to be ready soon.
Oh, shit.
So we're working on that, so that'll be cool.
Nick, here's a big question, and I've mentioned it to you before, and a couple of fans are, when are you going to do K-Cups, dude?
Bro, I asked about it. This particular roaster, for me to do K-Cups, I'd have to do like 100,000 like
units,
yeah, like something like that. He's getting me prices just to see like what the fuck I'm dealing with, but
because so many people use K-Cups now, man. I use K-Cups.
Yep. And I'm thinking about doing a subscription type box with the coffee, and in those subscription boxes you'll get the little K-cup thing that you pour the coffee in. You can use it in your Keurig.
That's sick, man. It's just as easy.
You'll put that in a measure spoon thing, that kind of thing. So I'm working on ideas with that, and I think it'll be cool. You do that, and then the first month you get all these goodies, and then the second month is just you get a coffee and something else, an accessory item or something every month. So going that route, and then the stream helps kind of push it. I'm doing a live stream on Twitch. I've got a Twitch channel. It's called Big Buddy Nick, which comes from Kev Muller. On the Suffo tours, they told me that I had there were 2 different Nicks. There was Tour Manager Nick and then Big Buddy Nick. And more often than not, I was not Big Buddy Nick with those guys. And but so that was kind of a fun thing. And Kevin streams as well. And they kind of knew me from that, so it just kind of stemmed off from that. So on those streams in the mornings, I try to do like a coffee stream, and talk about coffee, have your morning coffee, and just check emails and bullshit. And then at night, play some fucking video games, Call of Duty, and
Yo, you gotta play Division 2 so you and I can play.
And this is on PlayStation, or are you doing it on a computer? I don't even understand.
I do everything on PC.
Oh.
Yep.
I'm so out of loop with that shit, man. I have no idea. I have a PlayStation. I rarely use it.
He just got a Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yeah, I got a Atari Jaguar.
Dude, that's sick. Like Trevor from Black Dahlia, he plays all the old fucking like.
I know. I'm actually on a retro game craze myself lately.
Yeah, dude. And I wasn't. Man, he's got it good. Like he's got it right. Just play these easy games that fucking work. Like, and you go to play this $1 billion game, Call of Duty, and it's just trash. It's fucking.
So Nick, before we wrap up, we went over the coffee. We went over. What's the Twitch address so people can?
It is twitch.tv/BigBuddyNick. I can put it in chat here as well. Yeah, everyone, if you don't have a Twitch account, it's free. So there's no like, you have to spend money to like sign up and support. You can just sign up, make an account, go follow the page, and it'll notify you whenever I go online if you have that enabled. And then you can just come watch, you can chat, you can bullshit and hang out. And then if you wanted to subscribe, you could always do that. Or if you wanted to just hang out and chat, just do that. Like the more people that come and chat and just support and hang out.
All right, so let's wrap it up with the most important question of this whole interview. Ready?
When are you playing Madison Square Garden?
No. What
Giant Stadium.
What do you see as our management? What do you see for IB in the future?
Man, I see quite a lot. I think that we have a lot of ground to cover, and I think that we have a lot of potential, and the talent and showcasing that you guys can do live needs to be seen again more so. I think that we have, like I said, a lot of ground to cover, and it all just kind of stems whenever we're allowed to do that again. But in the time being, I think we need to work on, you guys are working on new material, I think we need to push more video content, more live streaming like this. I think this every week is fucking great. I think that you guys are doing a killer job. I think it's keeping the buzz alive. You know what I'm saying? So I think there's a lot that we are going to accomplish and do soon, and hopefully sooner than later. And as soon as this bullshit Corona kind of clears up, we'll get back out there, get back out on the road, hit Latin America, hit Europe, hit the US again, hit fucking. I'd love to do something in Australia.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Crush over there.
Man. And North Korea.
I think Kim Jong-un would love to hang out with you guys.
Yeah, I want to eat dirt sandwiches fucking 3 times.
Dirt sandwiches. Oh, man.
Oh, fuck.
I think
I love that
you
guy.
guys back to Japan.
Yeah,
I
fuck
think that
yeah,
is
dude.
on the top of the list as well. I think, dude, there's just so much ground to cover. I'd love to get you guys over to Russia. I mean, we have Artie in our back pocket, and who is
Artie's the man.
We love him.
Artie's the man. I love Artie.
He's such a fun dude, a sweetheart, man. And I saw him at Brutal Assault not too long ago. This last time around with Testament, and last year, and always a pleasure with that guy. So we have so many people that we can work with, and so many resources at our fingertips. And it just sucks because we're stranded in fucking quarantine and not allowed to do shit. Like going to Kohl's is an event. Like, so I went to Kohl's today, bought new shorts, and it was like, oh wow. It's like,
I know, right? It's like fucked up.
So
yeah, we can't wait to get back on the road, man. It's the only thing we're good at.
Chris and I are like, dude, we live in the same house, and Chris and I literally cry every day because we can't tour.
Brutal. Only thing I like in this whole fucking universe is
both of us are like, this is what we're born for, and obviously you two are born for this, and it's like the one thing we love. We can't. It's the curse of IB. I swear to God, man.
Dude, not only IB, but
that's everybody this year.
I know, but I'm being
just every
selfish.
band, like that's the problem too. Is every good band just gets fucking just the worst luck, and then there's all these bands that are just complete ass at the top. It's like,
How does that?
How?
Why does that happen? What is what? You know, I don't know. I got a lot of sour grapes. I'm not going to go through them. So
Chris is turning into wine.
yeah, I'm turning into vinegar.
It's just the wine. Even the wine's fermenting.
Yeah. I'm just an asshole.
You're definitely
Fuck it.
pickling yourself to some degree.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
pickled.
Unai. I see Unai in there, man. Unai's awesome. You guys know him?
No, we don't know. I'm glad he's watching though. He probably
Hey,
won't
Unai,
watch.
he's
He
a
probably
tour
won't
manager
watch
and
next
stuff.
week. Now that you're not on, but
Yeah, Unai's sick. He tour manages Brujeria,
oh,
Sick.
fuck
and
yeah, dude.
he works with those guys. And he was my tour manager when I was with Cattle and Brujeria. So he's a fucking great dude too. So
All right,
shout out
so
to him.
You ask Nick one last question. I ask Nick one last question, and then we got to get rid of this fucking motherfucker.
Get me out of here.
Motherfucking Malacca.
Who's your favorite band? Period.
My favorite band, period.
You don't have to say ID.
Man.
So
No, not that you necessarily work for. Your favorite band. Period. Like
Honestly,
Fleetwood Mac.
I would say Black Dahlia, man. I loved that band before I toured with them, and then ever since that first tour, I said to myself, man, like I want to fucking work for those dudes. And when I got that opportunity, it was like, fuck, like there it is. And now that I work with those guys, it even more so is like my favorite band because they're just such an incredible band live. They're an incredible, like, talented band, and they put out consistently sick records. They're perfect live, and they're good dudes, and they're good at their jobs. You know, like everyone in the band has something that they do specifically. Like they each have like a special skill set, essentially, and that's how they are such a fucking fine-tuned machine. And just as a band, and then as a business, it's like a whole nother level. And I look up to that quite a lot, and they treat me great, and I will go above and beyond for those dudes anytime.
awesome.
And just the fact I get to work with like your favorite band, like working for your favorite band it's like Chris, like working for Metallica. Like it would be, it's fucking mind blowing, man. And it's like a dream come true. And like still sometimes when we tour, I'm just like, is this fucking real? Like,
except the thing
what
with
am I
Chris,
doing here?
except the thing with Chris is Chris would be like, "Yo, James, you know on that part where you do this, you really should do this.
Yeah,
It'll make it a little tougher."
Yeah, man. Those fucking dudes, they rule, man. And hopefully one day that would be cool if we got IB and Dahlia together. That'd be a fun one.
That'd be really fucking sick, man.
that would be fun. All right, so here's my question.
Hit 'em.
What are you doing to survive now that you're literally your income is completely dried up from tour managing? Is it just the coffee? Are you doing anything else?
Dude, literally living on some savings, and I started the coffee thing, which the coffee right now isn't pretty much like breaking even because I keep reordering and I keep wanting to like try and invest into it more. But the more people buy, hey, hi, how you doing? Go ahead and buy some. Help your boy out. But other than that, and the Twitch thing, I mean, Guy says porn.
Yeah, that's Guy.
I love Guy.
I love Guy.
Guy, I don't know if Guy ever remembers me, but he always FaceTimes when I'm out with cell phone shit and with Joanne. But hi, Guy. Hope you're doing well. But as far as survival, I mean, it's rough because also at the beginning of this, I had like some dental work done and shit that I had to do right before tour, and that was a couple grand because everyone knows in this industry, it's you don't have insurance.
Yep.
Yeah.
So paying outright for that, which at the time I was like, okay, it's not too big of a hit. I'll just take care of it, pay it off, boom, done. Going out with Sepultura. And then a week later, it was like, nope, not going to work. Cool, great. Like, and then it just snowballed. That tour canceled. The next tour canceled. The next tour canceled. And then at that point, I just knew, like,
God damn it.
all right, we're all fucked. Like, no one is doing this. Like, no one's touring for the next however long.
Yeah,
so
it fucking sucks.
Between the Twitch and the coffee, I mean, that's kind of the only thing right now. But, you know, I'm a hustler. I'll figure it out. And, you know, and as a manager, it's like, dude, the band's not making money. I don't make money. So it's like, wait, everyone's fucked. It's an all-around shit fest.
Yeah, yeah. Totally. I just want to say, Guy, so funny. You know what, Guy? This is to Guy Marché. I don't know why, but his old dog Cinnamon keeps coming into my head. I don't know why. It was the cutest fucking dog ever. It was the cutest fucking dog ever, and I don't know. It just popped in my head that I think about Guy's dog Cinnamon. I have no idea why.
All right. Well, on that note.
Anyway, on that note. Nick, thanks a lot, man. We appreciate it, brother.
Dude, thanks for having me. This is fun, man. I'm glad that I got to hang out.
Person, dude, like traveling somewhere on a goddamn tour bus.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude. I'm gonna call you and yell at you probably tomorrow.
Do it. Yeah. We got a lot to do this week, so I'm all about it. Let's push on some things this week, and
yeah. Now that we had that discussion, that will remain secret. You know you got the reins. It's time to start attacking shit.
I'm ready to go, man. Cannonballs everywhere.
Yeah, let's get all those out. Let's get all of those old albums out.
Let's do it. Also, make sure that everyone knows that there's a pecking order.
That's right, man. Thanks a lot, Nick.
Cheers, dude.
Love you, brother.
You're the man.
Cheers, guys. Enjoy.
All right,
Thank you,
man.
everybody.
You
too.
MalakaCoffee.com.
MalakaCoffee.com. Check it out. Get some coffee.
That was cool.
That was all right. All right, man.
Insider info from a heavy hitter on the fucking inside.
Yeah. And we're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah, man. We really appreciate you guys watching every week, man.
Week 22 or something like that, man.
I don't even know. It's been many episodes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go find some fucking food. Cruising the Beamer before it fucking gets dark out.
I was gonna go to a car show tomorrow morning, but it's not looking like it's happening. So the Barracuda will sit in the garage again.
I'm getting some teeth pulled on Thursday next week, so next Saturday's episode might not be the best. But
could I punch you in the jaw?
Oh, I'm really not looking forward to it.
Sorry about the banner, guys. The wind is really picking up. We got some drizzle going on, and just thank you for everybody showing up. And
damn, I smoked too much again, dude.
Oh,
halfway through, I was just like...
You didn't even show everybody your country club.
I didn't even open it up, dude. I started having a panic attack halfway through from all the fucking weed I've been smoking. I got this fucking soda from Dominican Republic. I didn't even open it up. No, hold on. Let's do it real quick.
Let's have a taste.
It's fucking delicious.
I'm going to try it.
Oh, my God.
Holy shit.
Oh, they have some at the bodega up the block, so I'll get
Motherfucker, this is some good fucking soda.
Wow.
Now, I just ordered a 12-pack of cheer wine
that's it.
From South Carolina, but that shit was good.
Damn.
Anyway, thanks, guys.
All right, thanks for putting up with us again this week, guys. That was fun.
We love you.
Yeah, we love you. We appreciate you guys fucking watching, man.
We'll be back next week, same time, same channel. We got some... Chris, you're going to be away on August 29th, right?
It should be, yeah.
Right. So we're going to have a guest co-host.
You guys better be funny.
On August 29th, and the guest co-host is going to be Jason Lith, who used to played bass on the Imperium album. He's going to come out. He's going to smoke some cigars. There's going to be no pot, but there's going to be a lot of cigars going on.
You guys better be funny. That's all I fucking ask.
Well, it'd be nice if you check in, maybe.
I'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. But that's in a couple of weeks. We'll see you guys next week. Chris and I will be back next week. And we love you guys.
This was the SmokeSesh with Chris and Chris.
And thanks a lot for everything. We love you all. And have a good night. And, take care of each other. And be well.
We didn't even mention...
What? What did we...
Jason Voorhees murdering you last week. But...
Oh, yeah. go to our YouTube channel or go to our Facebook page. Last week we had a hilarious episode when we were up at Kyle's house, and Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th made a guest appearance. So it'd be really cool. You guys check it out. It's a pretty funny episode, actually. I left too. So anyway, have a good night.
Peace, guys.
We love you guys. Take care.
Smoke weed.
Connor.
Smoke something.
Maybe you should have directed the Jason episode
Smoke
last
salami.
week, but you didn't. So cheers to you. See you guys later.
Send a
Have a good
salami to
night.
your boy in the army.
Yeah. Good night. Have a good one.